Hello and welcome to Anagram Commodities video. I am Renisha from Commodities Research to present my weekly views on commodities. Geopolitical tensions and monetary policies dominated the commodities market last week. On Friday, Hosni Mubarak stepped down as a president of Egypt and handed power to the military. The resignation ended Mubarak's 30-year rule and protest in Egypt over the past 3 weeks. The greenback gained for the third week versus the euro as Mubarak bowed to the demands of protesters who are likely to call for an immediate election. The euro remained lower against the dollar as the head of the Germany's central bank resigned and US consumer confidence rose this month. Crude oil prices extended weakness after this news and plunged to a 10-week low of $85 and was down around 4% last week. This news also reduced the concerns that the crude shipments from the Middle East will not be disrupted. Mubarak's resignation should end the crisis in Egypt, and this week it will be back to the looking at inventories which are high and growing, and a strengthening dollar and equities that are rising on the improving economic outlook. In a special report of Egypt unrest and its impact on commodities, I had clearly mentioned that if Suez Canal in Egypt is uninterrupted and as the tension will ease in Egypt, crude oil will be back in the range of $80 to $87, and also this has exactly happened, and also had specified that the impact on the bullion would be minimal, and I expect except the safe haven buying, somewhat safe haven buying, as it would trade on its own fundamental. The same thing happened over the last 2 weeks. Bullion was trading on its own fundamentals with somewhat safe buying. But as this news of Egypt concerns easing came in, the gold prices weakened as the safe haven demand waned. While the Fed and the Bank of England left the monetary measures unchanged and pledged to stay accommodative, the People Banks of China lifted the interest rate higher by 25 basis points last week, and it was the third hike since mid-October. Tightening in China and stimulus in US and UK signal the divergent parts of recovery, and this experienced in emerging and the advanced economies. Last week, gold and silver crossed its significant resistance of $13.50 and $28 respectively, which suggests that the short-term bottom is in place. The silver gained 5% last week, trading above $30.5, and overall view is bullish in gold and silver, and one should buy on dips for this week. The biggest loser last week was the natural gas, falling 8%. Natural gas prices at NYMEX fell below $4 for the first time since November, as the milder weather forecast suggests lower demand for the remaining days of the heating season. The outlook for US natural gas remains bearish for this year. Despite the weakness in prices, producer will continue to drill and increase production as promised to investors. On the demand side, the growth remained weak last year, although macroeconomic outlook improves. I expect dismissal consumption to continue this year. Base metal complex dropped amid worries that the China's acceleration in tightening measures would reduce demand for commodities. Having that said, the complex has been trading in with a strong upward momentum since the beginning of the year. While I expect that this recent correction is a temporary, performance in the different metals would be diverse. Outlook on copper and nickel is optimistic, given that the demand-supply balance is very narrow. Overall, the metals remain just below their recent highs and are in a consolidation mode. As such, it appears as though they are waiting to see what way broader market sentiments swings. For this week, view is to remain buy on metals and sell on energy sector. So this is all from my side. For more details, please read to our commodity weekly report, and bye. Happy trading.